The African savanna initially featured high biodiversity and lush vegetation. Over time, the savanna gradually transitioned into a drier landscape. This environmental shift resulted in a reduction of overall biodiversity. The initial state serves as a baseline for comparison against later environmental changes. Over several years, a time-lapse simulation demonstrates a gradual decrease in rainfall. The simulation visually represents the shrinking of rivers due to reduced rainfall. Vegetation withers as rainfall decreases, indicating the impact on plant life. The simulation provides a clear visual representation of the effects of prolonged drought. Plants adapt to decreasing water availability by reducing leaf size. Reduced leaf size minimizes water loss through transpiration in arid environments. Deeper root systems enable plants to access water sources far below the surface. The development of extensive root networks is a crucial adaptation for survival in dry climates. Specific plant species exhibit unique adaptations to combat water scarcity. These adaptations allow plants to thrive in environments with limited water resources. Animal migration is a response to environmental changes, such as drying water sources and diminishing food supplies. Herds of grazing animals migrate to find regions with sufficient water and food resources. Migration patterns are driven by the need to sustain life in changing environmental conditions. The search for essential resources dictates the direction and timing of animal migration. Animal migration is a crucial survival strategy in ecosystems facing resource depletion. Early hominin habitats were once rich in resources, providing ample sustenance. Environmental stress leads to resource depletion, impacting the availability of fruits and vegetation. Limited fruit and vegetation availability poses a significant challenge for hominin survival. Resource scarcity forces adaptation and innovation in early hominin populations. The changing habitat underscores the importance of environmental factors in hominin evolution. Early hominin anatomy exhibits adaptations suited for arboreal life. Flexible joints in early hominins facilitated movement within trees. Grasping hands were a crucial adaptation for arboreal locomotion and manipulation. Skeletal structure reveals adaptations for both terrestrial and arboreal environments. Muscular structure supports the flexible movements required for climbing. Anatomical features reflect the evolutionary transition from arboreal to terrestrial life. Early hominin diets primarily consisted of fruits, leaves, and insects. Dietary analysis reveals the nutritional components of early hominin food sources. The consumption of fruits, leaves, and insects provided essential nutrients for early hominin survival. Scientific displays showcase the typical diet of early hominins. Resource depletion forces hominins to struggle for sustenance in barren foraging areas. Previously abundant foraging areas now lack sufficient food sources, impacting hominin survival. The scarcity of resources creates competition among hominins for available food. Depleted foraging areas necessitate hominin groups to explore new, unfamiliar territories. The search for alternative food sources becomes a critical adaptation strategy for hominin survival. Resource scarcity drives innovation in hominin foraging techniques and tool use. Adaptive response refers to the adjustments hominins made to their diet and behavior for survival. Dietary adaptations involve shifting from primarily plant-based foods to incorporating more meat and diverse resources. Behavioral adaptations included developing new hunting techniques, social structures, and tool technologies. These adaptations were crucial for hominins to thrive in changing environments and ensure long-term survival. Dental morphology reveals adaptations to dietary changes over time. The shift towards tougher foods is correlated with an increase in molar size. Thicker enamel is a key adaptation for withstanding the stresses of chewing hard substances. Larger molars provide a greater surface area for grinding tougher plant matter and meat. Dental structure analysis provides insights into the dietary habits of past populations. The evolution of dental features reflects the interplay between diet and natural selection. Hominins began incorporating roots into their diet as a new food source. Tubers became a significant part of the hominin diet, providing essential nutrients. Seeds were added to the hominin dietary repertoire, offering a concentrated source of energy. The inclusion of roots, tubers, and seeds marked a significant shift in hominin feeding habits. This dietary shift provided hominins with a more diverse and reliable food supply. Nutritional content analysis is crucial for understanding the energy-providing components of food sources. Macronutrients such as carbohydrates, fats, and proteins are essential for maintaining energy levels. Vitamins and minerals, although micronutrients, play a vital role in energy metabolism and overall health. Detailed analysis reveals the specific composition and potential health benefits of new food sources. Hominins exhibit increased resourcefulness through the use of tools to forage for roots and tubers. Tool use enhances the efficiency of extracting subterranean food sources. Roots and tubers provide essential nutrients, contributing to hominin survival and development. Foraging behavior demonstrates adaptive strategies for accessing diverse food resources. The development of foraging tools marks a significant advancement in hominin technological capabilities. Early tool development involved the use of simple tools like digging sticks. Digging sticks aided in accessing roots and tubers for sustenance. Stones were utilized as tools for cracking nuts and seeds. The use of stones allowed access to nutrients otherwise inaccessible. Hominin groups exhibit cooperative foraging behaviors, indicating advanced social structures. Cooperative foraging enhances resource acquisition and survival chances for hominin groups. Complex social structures facilitate the distribution of tasks and resources among hominin communities. Increased cooperation among hominins led to improved problem-solving and adaptation to environmental challenges. Group cooperation enhances resource acquisition through collective effort and shared knowledge. Larger groups can access resources that are unattainable by individuals acting alone. Cooperative defense strategies provide superior protection against predators compared to solitary defense. Shared vigilance within a group allows for earlier detection of threats, improving reaction time and survival rates. Cooperation reduces individual risk by distributing the burden of defense across the group. Hominins faced increased competition for resources in their environment. Predators posed a significant threat to hominin survival. Competition for resources intensified interactions between hominins and other animal species. The struggle for survival shaped hominin behavior and social structures. Vigilance is a primary defense mechanism, involving constant monitoring of the environment for potential threats. Alarm calls serve as a warning system, alerting other individuals to imminent danger. Group defense strategies enhance survival by collectively responding to threats. Defensive strategies encompass vigilance, alarm calls, and group defense. Water scarcity forces hominins to seek out increasingly scarce water sources. Diminishing water supplies lead to increased competition and conflict among hominin groups. Scarce water sources are often contaminated, posing health risks to hominin populations. The search for water becomes a central activity, consuming significant time and energy. Adaptations in behavior and physiology become crucial for survival in water-scarce environments. The availability of clean water directly impacts the health and population size of hominin groups. Water conservation is crucial for sustainable resource management. Effective strategies are needed to locate and collect available water sources. Proper water storage methods are essential to maintain water quality and prevent loss. Implementing water conservation and storage strategies ensures reliable access to water resources. Hominins increased their travel distances to locate essential resources like food and water. Longer journeys led to the expansion of the hominin home range. Resource scarcity prompted hominins to explore beyond their familiar territories. The need for sustenance drove the hominins to venture into new and unfamiliar environments. Increased mobility became a key adaptation for hominins in their search for survival. Anatomical adaptations have significantly contributed to increased endurance capabilities. Efficient bipedalism is a key adaptation that enhances endurance performance. Physiological adaptations also play a crucial role in improving endurance. Increased mitochondrial density in muscle cells supports enhanced energy production for endurance activities. Adaptations in thermoregulation mechanisms prevent overheating during prolonged endurance efforts. Increasingly frequent droughts are a prominent feature of the changing climate. Unpredictable rainfall patterns contribute to environmental instability. The drying landscape reflects the impact of altered precipitation regimes. Changes in rainfall patterns lead to long-term environmental degradation. Decreased water availability exacerbates the effects of environmental change. Genetic variation enables populations to adapt to changing environmental conditions. Diverse gene pools increase the likelihood of survival under environmental stress. Adaptation occurs through the selection of beneficial traits present within a population's genetic variation. Genetic variation arises from mutations, gene flow, and sexual reproduction. Without genetic variation, populations are vulnerable to extinction when facing new challenges. Hominin population size fluctuates in response to resource availability. Environmental stress significantly impacts hominin population dynamics. Increased resource availability typically leads to hominin population growth. Environmental stressors, such as drought, can cause a decline in hominin populations. Population stability is achieved when resources are consistently available and environmental conditions are stable. The interplay between resource availability and environmental stress dictates hominin population trends. Hominins adapted to changing environments through dietary modifications. Tool use provided hominins with enhanced capabilities for hunting and processing food. Social cooperation facilitated hunting, defense, and resource sharing among hominin groups. Dietary changes allowed hominins to exploit a wider range of food sources. Advanced tools improved hunting efficiency and provided access to previously inaccessible resources. Strong social bonds and cooperative behavior increased survival rates and group success. The altered landscape showcases the resilience of early hominins. Early hominins demonstrated adaptability through modifications to their environment. Environmental changes reflect the early hominins' capacity for innovation and survival. The landscape bears witness to the ingenuity of early hominins in adapting to challenging conditions. The altered landscape serves as a testament to the enduring legacy of early hominin adaptability. Adaptive changes form the basis for subsequent evolutionary advancements. Early adaptations create a foundation upon which more complex traits can evolve. These initial changes set the stage for future evolutionary pathways and diversification. The accumulation of adaptive changes over time drives the evolutionary process. Hominins faced intense competition for limited resources such as fruits and small animals. Competition drove hominins to develop strategies for more efficient resource acquisition. The availability of fruits and small animals directly impacted hominin survival rates. Other species, including larger predators and herbivores, presented direct competition for the same food sources. Resource scarcity led to increased territoriality and conflict between hominin groups and other species. Adaptations in diet and hunting techniques allowed hominins to better compete for dwindling resources. Problem-solving skills related to finding food and water are fundamental to cognitive development. The need to locate resources fostered spatial reasoning and memory skills. Planning and strategizing for resource acquisition enhanced executive functions. Social cooperation in hunting and gathering promoted communication and collaborative problem-solving. Adapting to environmental changes and resource scarcity drove innovation and cognitive flexibility. These early cognitive adaptations laid the groundwork for more complex problem-solving abilities. Hominins sought refuge from the sun's intensity and potential predators within caves. Rock overhangs provided readily accessible, natural shelters for early hominins. Caves and rock overhangs offered protection from both solar radiation and predatory threats. The selection of caves and overhangs demonstrates early hominin adaptation to environmental challenges. Early hominins developed physiological adaptations for thermoregulation in hot climates. Increased sweating capacity was a key adaptation for evaporative cooling. Changes in body hair density facilitated heat loss through convection. Evolving bipedalism reduced direct solar radiation exposure. Darker skin pigmentation provided protection against UV radiation. These adaptations collectively improved survival rates in hot environments. Early hominins initially discovered fire through natural events such as lightning strikes. Fire provided warmth, enabling survival in colder climates and extending activity into the night. Cooking with fire made food easier to digest and increased the range of edible plants and meats. Fire offered protection from predators, reducing vulnerability during sleep and at night. Fire enhances nutrient extraction from food sources, improving digestibility. Cooking breaks down complex carbohydrates and proteins, making them easier for the body to absorb. Fire provides a defense mechanism against predators, deterring attacks with light and heat. The presence of fire creates a safe zone, reducing the risk of nocturnal predator encounters. Heat from fire eliminates harmful bacteria and parasites in food, improving safety. Fire hardens the tips of wooden spears, creating more effective hunting tools. Intergroup dynamics in hominins involve both cooperation and competition for resources. Cooperation between groups may have involved sharing knowledge or assisting in hunting large game. Competition often arose over access to essential resources such as water, food, and territory. Interactions could range from peaceful coexistence to violent conflict, depending on resource availability and group size. Group size and social structure influenced the nature and intensity of intergroup interactions. These dynamics shaped the evolutionary trajectory and social behaviors of early hominins. Early communication methods involved the use of gestures and body language. Vocalizations, including grunts and simple sounds, also played a crucial role in early communication. These early forms of communication were essential for survival and social interaction. Gestures and vocalizations served as precursors to more complex language systems. The development of communication facilitated cooperation and knowledge sharing among early human communities. Hominins scavenged meat from carcasses abandoned by larger predators. Scavenging provided hominins with access to protein and fat-rich food sources. This behavior allowed hominins to supplement their diet and increase their chances of survival. Scavenging required hominins to develop strategies for competing with other scavengers. The practice of scavenging played a crucial role in the dietary adaptation of early hominins. Meat provided essential nutrients crucial for optimal brain development. Key nutrients found in meat support cognitive functions such as memory and learning. The high-quality protein in meat is vital for building and repairing body tissues. Meat is a significant source of iron, which is essential for oxygen, transport, and energy production. Hominin migration was driven by the search for more reliable food sources. The availability of fresh water was a crucial factor influencing hominin settlement patterns. Expanding hominin ranges led to adaptation to diverse climates and environments. Migration patterns reveal the gradual spread of hominins across different continents over time. The search for stable resources often resulted in hominin groups following migrating animal herds. Hominin migration was a complex process influenced by environmental changes and resource availability. Environmental pressures served as a primary catalyst for hominin exploration and colonization of new territories. Resource depletion in ancestral habitats forced hominins to seek sustenance and survival in previously uninhabited areas. Climate change, including shifts in temperature and rainfall patterns, drove hominin migration to more favorable environments. Competition for resources among hominin groups spurred dispersal into new territories to reduce conflict and increase survival opportunities. Technological advancements, such as tool use and fire control, enabled hominins to adapt to and thrive in diverse environments. Geographical expansion facilitated hominin adaptation to varied ecological niches, leading to increased genetic and cultural diversity. Stone tools are refined for specific purposes, enhancing their functionality. Cutting tools are designed with sharp edges to slice through materials efficiently. Scraping tools feature broad, flat surfaces, optimized for removing material from surfaces. Digging tools are crafted with pointed ends to penetrate and loosen soil effectively. The refinement process involves shaping and sharpening stones to achieve optimal performance for each task. Tool innovation significantly enhanced hominins' resource acquisition efficiency. Advanced tools allowed for more effective processing of acquired resources. Increased efficiency in resource acquisition and processing contributed to hominin survival and development. Technological advancements enabled hominins to access previously unattainable resources. The development of specialized tools optimized specific resource processing tasks. Tool innovation represents a key factor in the evolutionary success of hominins. Hominin parental care involved extended periods of nurturing offspring. Extended parental care significantly increased the offspring's chances of survival. This investment in offspring allowed for more complex social structures to develop. Parental care facilitated the transmission of knowledge and skills across generations. The development of larger brain sizes in hominins was supported by increased parental investment. Extended parental care provides offspring with increased opportunities for learning and development. Longer developmental periods facilitate the acquisition of complex behaviors and cognitive skills. Increased learning capacity allows offspring to adapt more effectively to environmental changes. The evolution of extended parental care is linked to the development of larger brain sizes and enhanced intelligence. The grandmother hypothesis suggests that older females contribute significantly to the care of grandchildren. Grandmother's involvement enhances the survival and well-being of younger generations. This intergenerational support increases the overall fitness and success of the family group. By assisting with childcare, grandmothers free up parents to focus on resource acquisition and other essential tasks. The grandmother hypothesis posits that this extended support network is an evolutionary advantage. Kin selection promotes cooperation and altruism within a group of genetically related individuals. Altruistic behaviors increase the inclusive fitness of related individuals, even at a cost to the altruist. The degree of relatedness influences the likelihood of altruistic behavior. Kin selection explains the evolution of social behaviors that benefit relatives. Genetic diversity within hominin populations provided varying degrees of disease resistance. Exposure to prevalent environmental diseases acted as a selective pressure on hominin populations. Hominins with genetic traits conferring disease resistance were more likely to survive and reproduce. The ability to resist diseases contributed to the overall success and adaptability of hominin species. Genetic diversity is a crucial factor in the long-term survival of populations facing environmental challenges. The immune system protects hominins from infections and illnesses. The immune system recognizes and neutralizes harmful pathogens, such as bacteria and viruses. The immune system distinguishes between self and non-self to avoid attacking the body's own cells. The immune system includes innate and adaptive immune responses. Innate immunity provides an immediate, non-specific defense against pathogens. Adaptive immunity develops a specific response to pathogens through antibodies and T cells. Hominins utilized natural materials for camouflage to enhance their survival strategies. Camouflage provided hominins with a tactical advantage, aiding in both predator evasion and prey acquisition. The selection of appropriate camouflage materials was crucial for effective concealment in diverse environments. Effective camouflage required an understanding of local flora, fauna, and seasonal changes. Camouflaged hominins demonstrated an early form of applied environmental awareness and adaptive behavior. Early hominins employed various strategies to minimize predator detection. Living in groups provided enhanced vigilance and earlier predator warnings. Strategic use of terrain, such as elevated positions, aided in spotting approaching threats. Camouflage and concealment techniques reduced the likelihood of being seen by predators. Nocturnal sheltering in caves or trees offered protection during vulnerable periods. Early hominins collected dew by wiping moisture from plant leaves. Rainwater harvesting involved collecting water in natural depressions or rock basins. Underground water sources, such as springs, provided a more reliable water supply. Simple tools like digging sticks aided in accessing shallow underground water. Collected water was stored in containers made from animal skins or hollowed-out gourds. Water collection strategies were essential for hominin survival in arid environments. Hominins utilized natural containers like gourds for water storage. Animal skins were also adapted by hominins to serve as water containers. These natural containers allowed for the transport and preservation of water resources. Gourds offered a lightweight and readily available solution for water storage. Animal skins provided a more durable and flexible option for carrying larger quantities of water. The use of these containers marked an early adaptation to environmental challenges. Hominins consumed insects as a vital source of protein. Insects provided essential nutrients beyond protein, including fats and micronutrients. Insect consumption offered a readily available and sustainable food source for early hominins. Gathering insects required specific tools and techniques, showcasing early hominin ingenuity. The exoskeletons of insects provided chitin, a source of dietary fiber. Insects offer a significant source of protein, essential for human and animal diets. Insects contain essential amino acids, vital for building and repairing body tissues. Insects are rich in micronutrients, including iron, zinc, and various vitamins. The chitin in insect exoskeletons provides a valuable source of dietary fiber. Compared to traditional livestock, insect farming requires less land, water, and feed. Insects can be efficiently raised on organic waste streams, promoting sustainable food production. Territoriality involves the defense of a defined area against intrusion by other individuals, typically of the same species. Hominin groups actively defend their territory to secure access to essential resources such as food, water, and shelter. Defense strategies may include vocalizations, displays of aggression, and physical confrontation to deter rival groups. Successful territorial defense enhances the survival and reproductive success of the defending group. Territorial boundaries are often marked by natural features or constructed barriers to signal ownership and deter trespassers. The intensity of territorial defense varies depending on resource availability and population pressure. Social hierarchies dictate differential access to resources within a group. Individuals at higher social strata typically secure preferential access to essential resources. Social dominance influences mating opportunities, favoring individuals in elevated positions. Hierarchical structures directly impact the reproductive success and genetic propagation of dominant individuals. Play behavior in young hominins facilitated the development of essential social skills. Physical play activities contributed to the enhancement of motor skills in young hominins. Through play, young hominins learned cooperation and coordination, crucial for group survival. The development of social and motor skills through play increased the adaptability and resilience of hominin communities. Play behavior facilitates the development of essential survival skills in various species. Hunting skills are honed through playful chasing and mock combat, improving coordination and strategy. Social skills, such as cooperation and communication, are developed through group play. Problem-solving abilities are enhanced as animals explore and manipulate their environment during play. Hominins relied on spatial memory to recall the location of essential resources. Remembering water sources was crucial for survival in arid environments. Fruit trees provided vital nutrients, and their locations were memorized for seasonal foraging. Successful hunting required remembering animal migration patterns and ambush locations. Spatial awareness enabled hominins to navigate their environment effectively. This cognitive ability allowed them to find their way back to a home base. Spatial awareness involves understanding the relationships between different locations. Hominins used spatial awareness to locate resources such as food and water. Effective navigation enhanced survival by reducing travel time and minimizing risks. Early hominins learned about food sources by observing animal behavior. Observing predators helped hominins identify and avoid potential threats. Animal migration patterns provided crucial information about seasonal food availability. Hominins learned to identify edible plants by watching which plants animals consumed. Understanding animal behavior improved hunting and gathering success for early hominins. Observation plays a crucial role in the transmission of knowledge and skills across generations. Imitation complements observation, enabling the replication and refinement of learned behaviors. Through observation and imitation, complex skills are gradually mastered and passed down. This process ensures cultural continuity and the preservation of valuable knowledge. Effective learning through observation and imitation requires focused attention and active engagement. Hominin group size directly impacted their ability to defend against predators. Larger hominin groups provided enhanced protection through collective defense strategies. Group size influenced the efficiency of resource acquisition, such as hunting large game. Larger groups could access and control resources more effectively than smaller groups. Increased group size correlated with improved survival rates in challenging environments. The dynamics of hominin group size played a crucial role in their evolutionary success. Group dynamics in hominins were influenced by factors such as social structure and environmental pressures. Social structure within hominin groups played a crucial role in cooperation and resource distribution. Environmental pressures, such as climate change and resource scarcity, shaped hominin group behavior. Competition for resources influenced the size and composition of hominin groups. Cooperation and communication were essential for hominin group survival and success. Understanding these factors provides insights into the evolutionary trajectory of hominin societies. Hominins navigated landscapes by utilizing landmarks as key directional aids. Environmental cues, such as water sources and vegetation patterns, played a crucial role in hominin navigation. Spatial memory allowed hominins to create mental maps of their surroundings, improving navigation efficiency. The integration of landmarks and environmental cues enabled hominins to traverse complex terrains effectively. Hominins developed a keen understanding of their surrounding environment. This understanding included knowledge of local flora and fauna. They learned to identify edible and medicinal plants. Hominins also gained expertise in tracking animal migration patterns. This knowledge was crucial for survival and resource management. Environmental awareness allowed hominins to thrive and adapt to changing conditions. Hominins utilized tools to excavate roots and tubers from the earth. Roots and tubers provided hominins with essential carbohydrates for energy. Tool use enabled hominins to access a wider range of food sources. The acquisition of carbohydrates from roots and tubers contributed to hominin survival and development. Carbohydrates are a primary source of energy for the body, fueling cellular functions and physical activity. Complex carbohydrates, such as starches and fibers, provide sustained energy release and support digestive health. The body converts carbohydrates into glucose, which is then used or stored as glycogen in the liver and muscles. Adequate carbohydrate intake is essential for maintaining optimal energy levels and supporting overall metabolic health. Hominins utilize stones to crack open seeds and nuts, accessing the nutritious kernels within. This behavior demonstrates early tool use and resourcefulness in obtaining food. The process involves precise placement and forceful impact to effectively break the outer shell. Accessing these energy-rich food sources provided a nutritional advantage for hominin survival. The development of this technique represents a significant step in hominin dietary adaptation. Seeds and nuts are rich sources of essential fats, crucial for various bodily functions. The fats in seeds and nuts contribute to hormone production and cell membrane integrity. Seeds and nuts provide a significant amount of protein, essential for muscle repair and growth. Protein from seeds and nuts is composed of amino acids, the building blocks of tissues and enzymes. The combination of fats and proteins in seeds and nuts offers a balanced nutritional profile. Consuming seeds and nuts can support overall health through their essential fat and protein content. Hominins gathered insects as a source of nutrition. Insects were collected from various locations, including trees, rocks, and the ground. Simple tools aided in the extraction of insects from hard-to-reach places. Gathering insects provided a readily available and sustainable food source. Insect gathering was a common practice among early hominin populations. The nutritional value of insects made them an important dietary component. Hominins employed various techniques to gather insects as a food source. One method involved shaking trees to dislodge insects from branches and foliage. Digging in the ground was another technique, used to unearth subterranean insects and larvae. Shaking trees provided access to insects living on or within the tree canopy. Digging allowed hominins to obtain insects and larvae that lived underground. These insect-gathering techniques provided essential nutrients and protein for hominin diets. Younger hominins learned foraging techniques through observation of adults. Social learning facilitated the transmission of essential survival skills. Foraging techniques included identifying edible plants and using tools for digging. Observation allowed younger hominins to quickly acquire complex foraging behaviors. The transmission of foraging knowledge increased the group's overall success and survival rate. Learning by observation reduced the risk associated with trial and error foraging. Cultural transmission involves the passing of learned behaviors from one generation to the next. This intergenerational transfer of knowledge leads to cultural adaptations over time. Learned behaviors can include skills, customs, beliefs, and traditions. Cultural transmission enables societies to maintain continuity while adapting to changing environments. Through cultural transmission, societies accumulate knowledge and refine practices for survival and prosperity. The landscape, now drier, demonstrates environmental change. Resilient hominin populations have successfully adapted to the changing environment. Adaptation includes modifications in tool usage and resource management. Successful adaptation ensures the survival and propagation of the hominin species. The hominin's ability to adapt underscores the importance of resilience in the face of environmental challenges. Please subscribe to the channel and hit the notification bell so that you will be updated for more videos.